Yeah, welcome to another edition of Football Family Feuds. Not happy with today's result. Can't stand West Ham, and to lose to that mob is just, yeah, I just say I haven't got words. It's heartbreaking. Why do teams like West Ham just always? West Ham have been awful all season defending. Today they defend like prime Italy in the 70s. It's very organised, not giving anything away. It just does my head in why teams always tend to up their game when they play against us. So it doesn't matter if they up their game because we're better than them. So if we're playing even 70% of our abilities, then we should be beating West Ham no matter how well they're playing. And this defeat comes down to one thing, guys, and it's the fact that Tammy Abraham wasn't playing. A lot of you guys were saying how he's not good enough and everything else, and even if he's not scoring goals, doesn't score against the big teams. And I hear all this nonsense about Tammy Abraham. Even if Tammy Abraham is not contributing by scoring goals, what he does give us, he gives us supreme movement. And what that movement does, it frees space for others to operate in. The likes of Mason Mount, the likes of Pulisic. So when he doesn't play, we miss him. Yeah. Today we had Giroud, and Giroud was so static. I've seen a tortoise have more movement than Giroud today. He just makes it so easy for the defending side because he just doesn't move around. Yeah. And so all the two centre back for West Ham had to do was sit there knowing that they didn't have to run the channels or anything else. Tammy Abraham runs the channels, he runs left, he runs right, he comes short, he spins off his man, he's always on the last man. Second half, I was really frustrated. We had the ball one time. What was Giroud doing? He wasn't even on the last man. So what happens? West Ham can squeeze. So rather than having a big gap between the defenders and midfield, they can shut down the spaces between defence and attack, and without knowing that there's not enough movement, so they're quite comfortable in their defensive positions, and they can hold their defensive positions because there's no one who's dragging them this way or dragging them that way. So that's what Tammy Abraham gives us, as well as goals. And you always know the value of somebody when they're not there. Today, Tammy wasn't there. You know his value because we were badly lacking that spark today. Today reminded me of Conte's football in his second season and the second part of the season under Sarri. It was just predictable, slow build-up, passing from side to side and knocking aimless crosses into the box that no one can get on the end of. I was saying to my boy, we could have played until next week and not score. I just couldn't see us scoring a goal. We didn't create one single opportunity in that second half. I think there was one where Pulisic should have done a bit better and he sort of skewed a shot. Apart from that, how many saves did the goalkeeper have to make? Zilch. Sorry, not good enough. And at the back as well, awful again. Good goal. I'm not knocking anything. If anything, Reece James sold himself a bit in that goal, but it was well taken. Good curler. Can't blame Kepa or anyone else for that. As I said, small L for Reece James for that one. Apart from that, yeah, they took the goal well, but set plays. We were not lucky because, as I said, it was a handball by Antonio, but the defending for that was shocking. There was a couple of other opportunities. I think where Kepa had to smother him just before we got on the end of a knockdown from Ogbonna. And there was another situation as well where Kepa had to pull off a good save. You know, every time a team has a set play against us, it looks like they're going to score. So defensive frailties are still there. We need to sort those out. But as I said, it was, bad defending plus no cutting edge up front. Another one, a gripe today is the fact that when things are not going our way, we do not have that personality to pull things back. Commentator said today, every time we've gone behind this season, we haven't won a game, and that says something about our character. You know, it's all well and good, you know, strutting your stuff when you're 1-2-0 up or whatever, but when the chips are down, you need somebody to drag you out of that hole. That's where we miss Eden Hazard, actually, because Eden Hazard was somebody, if things weren't ticking, we knew that we can have Hazard as our go-to guy who can come up with something big and turn a defeat into a draw or even a win. So at the moment, I'm scratching around the squad to see any players who can just do that in the sort of occasions where we need them to step up. And I can't think of anyone within that squad who can step up when it's not looking good for us. Here's a goal, it's for nostalgia reason, I've got to show this goal from Hazard that he scored last season against the same opposition, West Ham, and you know, I think it was 0-0 at the time. He came up with this goal, and after that, you know, we went on to win the game. So definitely need to be looking for somebody off that hill. We're not going to get another Hazard, but somebody who has that sort of personality, who can do something in tight games for us when we really need it. So, like, Willian disappointed me. He came on as a second half sub. As a Pedro, forget Pedro. He's just, I don't know why he started. So, but well, that's something else. But Willian, he's meant to be the guy who's stepping up now after Hazard left. He came on second half, awful. He was absolutely awful, shocking. That corner near the end, he didn't even miss the first man. And how many times have he had set plays that doesn't even miss the first man? And he did this pass. I don't know where he was passing it to. It was so bad that Ariza Balaga to come back and retrieve it. He always underhits his passes. You know, people are saying that he deserves another year or two on his contract. No, I don't think so. I think we could do better now. I think we should just let him see through the end of this contract and just shake his hand and say, thanks for all your service, Willian. Bye. As I said, Pedro's another one. You know, I don't know why he started today. I'd probably started Hudson-Odoi. Pedro hasn't been great for the last few games, but he played today. First half, he had a couple of opportunities, but after that, no. Second half, he was rightfully came off because he was just running around doing nothing really. So, yeah, I did say that we should start with Giroud today because I thought that we got some crosses in from Reece James and Giroud can get on the end of it. But yeah, I said today shows you why he doesn't play. He was just too static and not really getting involved in the game. Pray to God that we have our ban lifted after the CAS appeal so we can go out into the market in January. In January, I think we need to get a striker because he doesn't rate Batshuayi, and that's clear to see because we rather have played Pulisic as a false nine than put on Batshuayi when we're chasing the goal. So you can't even put on a second striker when you're chasing the goal, then obviously Frank has lost patience in him. So there's probably two strikers that we've been linked with, Dembele and Werner. Werner's going to be more difficult to get past the post because RB Leipzig are still in the Champions League. Dembele, I'll try for because Dembele offers you something similar to what Abraham does. He's a striker who's good on the ball. He's got good movement. Plus, he's got a bit of skill and he can beat a man and do something different to what our other strikers can do. And plus, he can finish. So if we can try and get Dembele, that's a must. Zaha's another one who could probably make a difference in this team. I know some people don't rate him, but I think Zaha can improve that right hand side and an upgrade on Willian and Pedro for me. So if we can get that one past the post, then yeah. I still think we need a commanding centre back. Is there anyone good enough available in January? I don't know. I wouldn't just go out and just panic buy and just buy some squad fillers. What we need is players who can take us to that next level. So we need to go out and buy the right profile of player. And if they're not available in January, don't just buy someone for the sake of buying it. Wait until the summer and just get that profile. Because with 2 or 3 new additions to this side, I think we can go places. I did say at the beginning of the season that it's going to be a bit of a bumpy road. Even when we're winning games, I did add a bit of caution that sometimes we're going to lose to teams that we should be beating. Today was one of those games. So patience is still required. You know, as I said, I feel disappointed now, but on reflection, it's still a decent start to the season. It's so frustrating though to lose, especially seeing as Manchester City lost today and we could have gone into second place with a victory. But we got Aston Villa coming up on Tuesday or Wednesday, and so the games are coming thick and fast now. So Frank's got to do a bit of rotation. So we need to get back into winning ways straight away against Aston Villa and not get into a rut, because obviously we lost to Manchester City, and then there was 5 points now. 5 points dropped in the last 2 games. A bit worried now at Tottenham because they've won their last 2 games. They've made up 5 points on us now, and from what was looking a position of quite of comfort, and we had a nice buffer. They are now closing that gap. I believe it's now what, 7 down to 7. So we need to be careful. We can't start a rut. We have to show a bit of character now and get back to winning ways as soon as possible. But as I said, win, lose, up the blues. So let's keep strong. And my last gripe actually is with the supporters today. This team needed you. You know, we're 1-0 down, we're struggling. You quite clearly see we're struggling. This is where you need to become the 12th man. Rather than becoming quiet and moaning, you need to push the side forward. You need to sing, you know, get them going again, you know. Okay, it's flat. It was a bit flat by the players. But lift it up for them, yeah? Do your job. Don't just start moaning and groaning when things are not going our way. Let's try and do something, yeah? Because you need to play your part again as well. So come on, let's stick together. We're all in it together. And let's just try to get back to winning ways again. So don't forget, guys, to like, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and I'll see you on the next video.